Debra Boudreaux is the Executive Vice President of the International Buddhist Tzu Chi Foundation. With over 26 years working across major projects, Debra has also led teams on international disaster relief missions around the world. Between 1993 and 2013, Debra has in fact led over 800 projects related to medical outreach, following in the philosophy that has framed her life. Take a listen.
This is a Religica production. Religica.
Okay, so Tzu Chi is a Taiwanese international humanitarian and non-governmental organization.
Correct.
As I understand it, there's over 10 million members today, over 50 countries involved.
More than that.
Amazing.
I believe currently the numbers keep growing and growing. It should be more than 10 millions and maybe reach to 12 millions now.
What do you think is so inspiring in the world across culture and religion and our humanity that people see the good work that Tzu Chi is doing and want to participate?
I believe the founder, Master Zheng Yan, she opened the door for everybody from all walks of life. You don't need to be a Buddhist in order to join Tzu Chi. You can demonstrate your compassion, your willingness to serve to the community. You can do Tzu Chi programs. You can do Tzu Chi programs. Does not mean you need to be a Tzu Chi commissioner. So that's why the environmental awareness, for example, this one alone, every day, we have more than 8,000 volunteers at the same time around the world, every single minute doing environmental project.
And it's so necessary. I want to go back to Master Yen for a moment because it's remarkable that she was a nun, not a scholar. She brought this gift, I think, to the world and had a perception of how we should be pursuing a kind of humanitarianism that's also Buddhist.
Mm-hmm.
What inspires you most about her leadership?
She gives you space. I believe when we do charity works, she inspires your compassion. So she always say, today we have the gift, we have strength to helping others. While we helping others, it's not a giving, it's an inspiration. So she give you a space, no matter how poor you are, you still have strength to helping people. So she opened a lot of programs through those 8 footprints. For example, environmental awareness, 8,000 volunteers, average age over 50. So when you are reached to, in USA, in Canada, we reach 65, you're facing the crossroad, you're going to retire. When you retire, you have to adjust to your path. So she opened the environmental station, recycling stations. So the volunteers average 50, 70, 80, even 100 every day. They go to recycling stations. No matter what kind of background you are, you searching through the garbage. You separate the garbage from plastic bottle, plastic bags, electronic components, everything. After that, they disassemble. They learn from the trash, like plastic bags. These different materials, components. So they identify this is 80% plastic, this is 90%, this is only 60%. And they separate that. So they become professional. They are no more materials-wise than the really manufacturers. And also, during the conversation for environmental, the processing, they talk to each other. So they were not just sitting in the room by themselves. They have a group of people sharing the same good old stories. So we have, using this program, a lot of physical challenge students.
With special needs? Is that
yes, the special needs population also coming in. Okay. Demonstrate they can have a space, a strength to help. So now the the number is getting higher and higher and higher. So people want to come into this community, civil society, because they feel like I can contribute. I can do something to help.
You know, one of the things that I'm inspired by with the Tzu Chi Foundation is that you've helped others in times of crisis to rebuild mosques or churches.
Yes.
You've lent a hand in all of that. And there's also, along with that, this kind of resiliency after the 1991 floods in the People's Republic of China.
Mm-hmm.
Here you have an organization that's begun in Taiwan that's providing assistance to those in China at that time. How was that received?
Number one, Tzu Chi is a faith-based organization. We don't get into politics.
Mm-hmm.
We don't get into business.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a clear boundary.
Service. We will provide
We
these
only
services.
humanitarian.
Yeah.
Based on humanitarian.
Yeah.
So we always ask if one day a well-established entrepreneur come to our door, say, I just need a cup of coffee. I need something to eat. He's $1 billion representative. He come to you. Are you going to help him? We say yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Right on that moment, we need to help humanitarian. Everybody going to face the challenge. We cannot justify because, hey, they are wealthy, they are rich, they have a Mercedes-Benz, they have very nice dress, and they come to you and you say, no, you cannot qualify. No, we welcome to serve the community individual who happen to be in that kind of situation. We need to demonstrate our care.
You mentioned earlier that people from every walk of life can serve and assist and do such in the Tzu Chi Foundation around the world, including those people with special needs. Do you think that when you think of the Tzu Chi Foundation, but perhaps even interreligiously, other religions or philosophies that we see in the world, can we do a better job of serving that population?
Yes, definitely. Tzu Chi have 4 major missions, 8 footprints. We have one TV station called Dai TV station.
Okay.
Dai TV station, every year the budget is 12 billion NT dollars. Do you know most of the revenue coming from where? Proportion coming from physical challenged kids.
Really?
70% come from seniors. They are retired. That's their daily to do the recycling project, to collect the trash, turn into gold, turn into cash amount, and to support the TV station.
And so that 12 billion supports that station, which is dedicated to humanitarian
Yes.
needs around the world.
Yes.
And those folks with special needs, their work is assisting that.
Yes.
And they're also being compensated in their own right.
No, it's all volunteers.
Oh.
When we talk about that, we always tell them, you are part of the board of directors.
Yeah.
You are running on your own foundation for
Yeah.
recycling.
Yeah.
The TV station, you own part of the share.
Yeah.
So everybody is volunteer. But what they see the outcome. They see the outcome of TV station is helping people around the world.
Yeah, and they're participating in something that transcends them.
Yes, and then
and all of us.
most of the seniors, not everybody have the financial requirement, but for the children, sometimes they do. So rather than we say, here's the financial assistance to you, we open another area for them. Say, hey, you can participate, you can join. So giving and receiving, you are left hand and right hand, depends on how you want to play with that. So a lot of time the Buddhism in action is through your daily. It's at
Daily
the moment.
activity.
Yes, that's the moment. What your mind, your soul, what do you think? And then leading to that. So the practice, Tzu Chi practice for Buddhism is among the community, among our family, among our society, and expanded to the country and the globe.
I think your work with those with special needs is really important because it says something about the Tzu Chi Foundation generally. When you mention humanitarian needs, my sense is you're thinking along a broader bandwidth of our full humanity and how we can really serve one another. And as you've mentioned, those students with special needs who serve in assisting an environmental issue, those funds go to support a television station which talks about humanitarian needs around the world. So there is this, I see what you mean also about karma in terms of the philosophy. There is this kind of way of giving that produces the next good effect and the next good effect. Does that also come from a need inside of Buddhism to purge oneself of impure thoughts or to move toward a pure sense of one's self-assessment in the world?
For Buddhism, for sentient being, that's what Master Yin Sun gave the instruction to Master Chen Yan. And now Master Chen Yan talked to us for Buddhism, for sentient being, to build it up respectful, gratitude, and love community, so we can make sure our future generation can carry on the Mother Earth.
Debra, what's your feeling about how confident your sense is, and perhaps the Tzu Chi Foundation is, in terms of our response to climate change? This is quite a challenge in front of us.
It's true, but you have to move forward. You have to participate. You have to support. We always say a little ants trying to climb the mountain to the top. You cannot do it by yourself. But a group of little ants, everybody holding hand in hand, yes, we can reach out to the mountain. And then you can see the stream over there.
That's wonderful. And this image, and that can happen in local communities, in our families.
Everywhere
at once.
Yeah.
And
you know, I come to USA, the most memorable I have is Welcome Wagon. The whole community, the block captain, we know who we are. We know where's our neighbors. But unfortunately now in the major cities, you don't know who is your neighbors.
Yeah.
So we should go back to the simple, frugal life. Then we will know who we are, and we can work as a team, as a community.
I'd like to get your sense of this. People want that. They miss the local context. They miss not knowing who their neighbors are, but they don't always know how to reach out.
That's a simple language called smile.
It does make a difference. It communicates that, doesn't it? There's a sense.
Yes.
We had a chief elder from Greenland who was here yesterday for an interview, and he mentioned with the ice melting around the world that the only ice that really needs to melt is the ice in the human heart.
Yes, it's in you.
It's
you close the
astounding.
door so people cannot reach to you.
Yeah.
But if you open your door with a smile, with a gesture, just a simple say, good morning, how are you? You open a dialogue.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for this time.
You have been listening to Religica. Visit us at www.religica.org.